Dual occupancy versus a townhouse, which is better? My name's Colin Fragar from the Council Approval Group. I'm excited to be able to talk to you for a few minutes today about the differences between a dual occupancy and a townhouse, but also some of the pros and cons. Now, this is coming from not just from somebody that's done it academically. I may look a bit young. Well, I like to think that I look young, but I have done both a multi-unit housing development myself, which was 5 townhouses. I've also done 10 plus dual occupancies, plus granny flats as well. And then for the Council Approval Group, over the last 25 years that we've been in business, we have done literally thousands of these. So I'm pulling out of that well of understanding to really throw my best tips to you here. So multi-unit housing, obviously you've got more than 2 dwellings on the same title, which you can then strata subdivide or subdivide it in whichever mechanism is available to you in your local area. So if I drew a little diagram here, it may be easier to understand. So maybe typically what we find with multi-unit housing, there's kind of two properties or a wide property, something like that. And you're looking at putting townhouses in one way, shape or form. I've actually done 2 multi-unit housings. I forgot about that. I did a 1 into 5 and then I did a 1 into 6 one. So townhouses, yeah, they're certainly a more advanced, I wouldn't say more advanced strategy, but they're more advanced in terms of the financing. And this is where a lot of people get unstuck. There are literally any day of the week, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of townhouse DA approved sites on the market. And the reason is often people get to this point and they just don't have the finances to pull it off. To be able to pull off this sort of financing, you often need to bring in an investor and or go to what they call commercial lending, because typical banks under basic residential lending don't do this sort of these sort of deals. A dual occupancy, on the other hand, is easier to pull off in terms of the financing, and often I find that if I had the choice, if someone said, "Okay, Colin, if you had 5." You could build 5 townhouses on this site, or you can have 2 sites with a dual occupancy. I would go with 2 sites with a dual occupancy any day of the week. And the reason is this: a dual occupancy is a lower entrance point. It allows me to do 2 deals quicker. It means that my finances aren't tied up for as long. I can usually pull off a dual occupancy subdivision in 1 to 2 years, whereas a multi-unit housing project would be 2 to 3 years. So the value of money you've got to put on as well. Often there are quite a few people, if you haven't done a multi-unit housing project before, that you may come unstuck. I also suggest that you don't fall into the developer's trap, which starts on a small kind of a project. Maybe you're building 1 house and then the next project that you do, maybe you do 2, and then they think, oh yeah, I've got some success now. Now I'm going to go for this one with multi-unit housing. And what each layer that you go up is a whole new layer of complexity, not only in terms of council approval, but also in terms of the funding. So my personal preference is dual occupancy. I don't want to hold you back from that. We at the Council Approval Experts and Council Approval Group do all of these types of projects. So whatever it is that you're looking for, I highly recommend that you do 2 things. First of all, you grab the Council Approval Ultimate Guide, which is available complimentary to you. And if you are serious about taking action and going to the next step, then we do have a free consultation service for one of our council approval team. They will ask a series of questions about what you're trying to achieve and then work out what is the best path forward for you. I hope that you've picked up a few tips and tricks in this short video. I do wish you every success and we look forward to talking to you again soon.